Elena moved through the days like a woman carrying two different souls inside one body. By sunrise, she was the perfect wife. She washed Marcus's tired feet with warm water drawn from the iron pot. She pressed oil into his aching shoulders after long days in the fields. She cooked his favorite yams exactly the way his mother once taught her, soft on the inside, slightly crisp on the edges. She smiled at him with soft eyes that the village praised as blessed by patience. And Marcus said nothing. But at night, the house changed. Night turned Elena into someone else entirely. The moment darkness swallowed the windows, she began to wait. She would watch Marcus closely, listening to his breathing, studying the rhythm of his chest, counting the seconds until sleep became deep enough to hide him from the world. Then she would rise, slowly, carefully, like a thief inside her own marriage. She would reach for the small wooden bottle hidden under the mat. The sleeping tea herbs, she claimed, kept Marcus rested after long farm works. But what Marcus did not swallow was what kept him awake. Because Marcus never slept. Not fully, not anymore. And every night, he watched. Elena would pour the tea with trembling hands that never showed fear, only practice. She would bring it to him with a gentle voice that sounded like love but carried something colder underneath. "Drink, my love, you need rest." Marcus would accept it. Smile. Lift the cup. And pretend. Always pretend. The cup would rise to his lips, but never pass them. Then he would lie still. And wait for death to reveal itself, because something else always came after the tea. Something worse than sleep. Elena would turn away slowly, check once, then twice, then leave the room like a whisper escaping a locked door. And Marcus would hear it. The floorboard creaked. The soft breath she held. The pause before betrayal. Then silence. And then the distant sound of a motorcycle cutting through the night like a blade. Kojo did not belong to the village anymore. He belonged to noise. To metal. To speed. To things that moved too fast to be questioned. He came from the city riding a motorcycle that sounded like an animal dragged out of sleep. Low, violent, hungry. It tore through the bush paths as if the land itself was trying to stop him. But nothing stopped Kojo. Not rules. Not memory. Not morality. Only desire. He came at night because he did not believe in consequences that could see him. He came for Elena because he believed she was already lost, and Elena met him like she had been waiting her entire life for him to return. The old cocoa shed at the edge of Marcus's farm became their secret kingdom. Rotting wood. Broken tools. The smell of fermented cocoa and forgotten labor. A place Marcus built with his own hands, now used to destroy him. Inside that shed, Kojo spoke sweet lies with the confidence of a man who never planted anything but chaos. He would hold Elena's face and whisper things that sounded like freedom, but were only escape. "Your life should be louder than this," he would say. "Your heart doesn't belong in silence," he would say. And Elena would believe him. Because belief is easier than guilt, and every night, just a few yards away, Marcus lay in the darkness of his home. Awake. Listening. Becoming something else entirely. The village, meanwhile, celebrated. "Marcus is blessed," they said. "A child is coming. A miracle wife. A strong bloodline." But every word of praise felt like sand grinding inside Marcus's chest. Because miracles do not hide in sheds. And truth does not ride motorcycles through the night. Something in Marcus stopped being a man that waited, and started becoming something that hunted. The night the moon turned red, the air itself felt heavier. Even the wind refused to move freely. Elena prepared the tea as usual. Her hands were steady, her smile was soft. Her lie was perfect. She brought the cup to Marcus. And for the first time in months, Marcus accepted it without hesitation. But this time, something changed. The moment Elena turned her back to reach for her shawl, Marcus moved. Not quickly, not loudly, but precisely, like something that had been waiting too long to be released. The cups were identical, but destiny was not. One cup was lifted, one cup was switched, and no one saw it happen. Elena returned, smiling gently, unaware that the world she controlled had already shifted to reach. She drank. Slowly. Calmly. Like every other night. Then, silence broke. Her smile faltered. A flicker of confusion crossed her eyes. The room tilted slightly. Then again. She blinked once. Then twice. And the truth began to rise inside her body like fire under water. "What is happening?" she whispered. Her hand reached for the table. Her legs weakened. The world around her bent and twisted like melting cloth. She tried to call Marcus's name, but her tongue failed her. The cup fell. The sound was sharp, final, and then her body collapsed onto the mat like a puppet whose strings had been cut. Marcus did not rush. He did not shout. He did not react like a betrayed man. He reacted like a man who had finally confirmed what he already knew. He stood over her, watching, silent, cold, unmoving. Then he bent down and picked up her phone from the floor. A message lit the screen. "The shed is cold, Elena. Come warm me up." Marcus stared at the words for a long time. Not angry. Not surprised. Just finished. At a poise. He looked once more at Elena, breathing shallow, trapped in her own poison. Then he stepped over her and walked into the night. The cocoa shed waited like it always had. Rotting wood creaked under the weight of memory. The smell of earth and betrayal filled the air. Marcus carried only one thing, a lantern. Not a weapon, not rage, just light. Inside the shed, Kojo was already waiting, restless. Smiling, believing the night belonged to him. The door creaked. Kojo turned and saw Marcus instead of Elena. For the first time in his life, Kojo understood silence. The lantern light hit Marcus's face slowly. Not dramatic, not loud, just inevitable. Kojo tried to stand, but his legs betrayed him before Marcus even moved. Marcus blocked the only exit, not with force, with presence, with certainty. With something Kojo had never learned to recognize, consequence. No fight came. None was needed. A thief cannot fight a man who owns what he steals from. Marcus leaned close, so close Kojo could feel the weight of every word before it was spoken. "Run," Marcus said quietly. The word landed heavier than a blow. "Run back to your city." A pause. Long enough for fear to grow teeth. "And if you ever return," Kojo's breath broke, "you will not leave again." Something inside Kojo snapped, not courage, but survival. He ran. Not like a man escaping. Like a man erased, escaping. The motorcycle roared into the night. But this time, it sounded like fear. Morning did not bring light, only silence. Elena sat awake. The poison had faded, but not the truth. Marcus sat across from her, still, watching. The air between them no longer held love, only aftermath. No words were spoken, because none were needed. Hobbs. The teapot sat cold between them like a witness. The families arrived without invitation. They filled the house like storm clouds, filling a sky too small to hold them. Voices rose. Accusations clashed. Grief turned into anger. Shame turned into shouting. Uncle Silas struck the floor once with his staff. Silence fell instantly. "She poisoned a son of this soil," he roared. "She invited a stranger into his sacred home." Auntie Rose trembled but spoke. "The city man is gone, vanished like smoke. If she is thrown out now, he wins without return. Oh. He destroys everything without facing consequence." The room shook with tension. All eyes turned to Marcus. Waiting. Judging. Marcus stepped forward. Elena did not meet his eyes. She could not. Her belly held the proof of everything. Marcus spoke slowly, each word heavy as iron. Kojo gave the seed. A pause. But Kojo is nothing more than a running shadow. He turned toward the elders. The child will not carry shame. He will carry my name. A shift in the room. Shock. Breath held, and friend. He will walk my land. And he will become the opposite of the man who ran. Silence followed like a verdict already sealed. The elders left one by one. The house emptied slowly, until only two people remained. Marcus, Elena. The broken remains of a marriage that no longer knew how to breathe. Marcus's voice dropped to a whisper. The tea ends today. A final silence. You will stay. You will be a wife. And every time you look at that child, heavy enough to crush, you will remember that mercy is sometimes more painful than punishment. Then he turned and walked out into the fields. The coward ran into the city, but the man stayed to rule his land. And the village learned something that day. The quietest man is never the weakest. And mercy can cut deeper than any blade ever forged.